guys, in this video, I would be discussing indirect tax amendments which are applicable for June 2023 exams, guys. So these are relevant for my students who have attended my June 2022 batch. Yes, with this disclosure, let us start with, guys. So I have highlighted all the amendments in red color, and also I have given the reference to the page number. As per my regular study material, where this content or this particular provision will come, I have also given the connections through page number. So you guys can just watch this video along with the regular study material, whatever has already been issued to you, so that necessary changes you can update there only. Yes, chalo guys. So the first change is with respect to chapter 4, input tax credit and computation of GST liability. So there, eligibility and conditions for taking input tax credit is there under section 16. It has 4 subsections. So straight away, there is no changes with respect to the first 3 sections, 3 subsections. Subsection 4, what is it telling? A registered person shall not be entitled to take input tax credit in respect of any invoice or debit note for supply of goods or services or both after. Means there is some deadline for you to claim input tax credit. What is it? 30th November of the following financial year or actual date of furnishing the relevant annual return, which is GSTR 9, whichever is earlier. Previously, this was something else. First bullet point, it was the due date to file the return for September month of the next year of whatever is the due date to file GSTR 3B under section 39 of for September month of next financial year. They had considered it, but now they have changed it. They have made it as 30th November of the following financial year. So this is the deadline for you to claim credit maximum. I have also given 2 illustrations with respect to this, which will make you better understand the provision. Invoice is dated 31st July 2022. Okay. Invoice is dated 31st July 2022. Annual return for 22-23. So invoice is related to which year, guys? 22-23. So for financial year 22-23, when the annual return is filed? 20th October 2023. So this date is 20th October 23. Okay. And what about this standard date? 30th November of next financial year. Invoice is relating to any month. In financial year 22-23 means we have to take 30th November 23. Okay. Whichever is earlier is what? 20th October 23. So if any invoice is issued is with respect to 22-23, recipient, if he has paid any tax on his inward supply, he can claim maximum credit within what time? 20th October 23, guys. Sure, we'll see the answer. Invoice is related to financial year 22-23 for any month. Okay. And annual return, so in this case, it is 31st July 22, which falls in financial year 22-23. And annual return for 22-23 is filed on 20th October 23 by whom? Not by the supplier, by the recipient, because the recipient is the one who will claim credit. Okay. Standard date is 30th November 2023. Okay. Then actual date of filing the annual return is 20th October. Whichever is earlier is what? 20th October. So you can, any invoice with respect to financial year 22-23, you can claim the credit maximum within what time? 20th October. Okay. ITC need, in this case, recipient will be able to claim input tax credit not later than 20th October 2023. That is within on or before that date. ITC needs to be claimed and to be reported in return GSTR 3B for September 2023 due to be filed on 20th October, sorry, September 2023 due to be filed on 20th October 2023. What are they trying to tell you? See, as per 16.4, you can claim the credit maximum within what date? 20th October. But can I claim it? When? How you will claim credit actually? By filing GSTR 3B. By filing GSTR 3B, you will give the details of your outward supply on which how much was the output tax. Then on your inward supply, what is the input tax you are eligible to claim? And you will claim that, and remaining you will pay it through electronic cash ledger. Yes, sir. Now, while filing GSTR 3B, if I am considering this invoice and if I am claiming the credit in October, for October, when will I file GSTR 3B? On or before 20th November. By then, already time would have expired. Time would have been expired. So what is the deadline for you to claim credit? 20th October. So deadline is 20th October. So on or before 20th October, whichever GSTR 3B I will file, in that I have to claim the credit with respect to the invoice relating to financial year 22-23. So now for September 2023, when will I file GSTR 3B? On or before 20th October. So for September, whatever GSTR 3B I will file on or before 20th October, I have to claim this credit for the invoice relating to July 2022. Maximum time limit, guys. Yeah. One more illustration is there. Let us just do it. A Limited received invoice dated 10th April 2022 containing input tax of 1 lakh. Okay, they have received it. So invoice is relating to which year? 22-23. April 2022 means it is related to 22-23 financial year. A Limited filed its annual return for the year 22-23 on 31st August 2023. Okay, guys. Now coming to this example, actual date of filing the annual return is 31st August, whereas 30th November of next financial year means it will be 30th November of 2023. So whichever is earlier, 31st August or 30th November, which is it? 31st August. So for any invoice relating to the year 22-23, maximum credit can be claimed within what? 31st August. In this case, A Limited will be able to claim input tax credit not later than 31st August. But they cannot wait till 31st August because on 31st August, he will not file any return. So when can actually claim it? Hence, A Limited will have to avail and report such input tax credit in GSTR 3B for the month of July 2023 to be filed on or before 20th August. So as per section 16 subsection 4, the deadline to claim credit is, for this question, it is 31st August. So any GSTR 3B which you will file on or before 31st August, you have to claim this credit along with that GSTR 3B. Now, before 31st August, what is the GSTR 3B I will file? On or before 20th August, I have to file GSTR 3B for July month. So for July month, whatever GSTR 3B I will file, in that itself, I have to claim any input tax credit relating to any invoice for the financial year 22-23, guys. Clear? Yes. So this is one of the important change. Then coming to chapter 5, next change. Procedural compliance under GST, their registration topic. Under that, cancellation or suspension of registration is there now in page number 89. Come to that. So there under subsection 2, the proper officer will have a right to cancel my registration if I have violated any provisions of GST. Agree? Yes, sir. So now they have made some changes in clause B and C under subsection 2. There is no change in subsection 1 or any other things, only straight away changes with respect to B and C. What they have told? See, these are the cases where the proper officer will have a right to cancel my registration. Straight away he will not cancel. If I have violated any of this condition, he will send a show cause notice to me and he will wait for my response. Once I give the response, he will decide whether to continue with my registration or to cancel my registration. Okay. What is clause B and C? What are the changes we will see? A person paying tax under section 10, that is composition person, has not furnished the returns for financial year beyond 3 months from the due date of furnishing the said return. So for the composition person, he has to file 2 annual return, guys. GSTR 4 and GSTR 9A. Okay. What is the due date to file? GSTR 4, 30th April of next financial year. Whereas GSTR 9A, 31st December of next financial year. They are telling, even if you are not filed within due date also is fine. File it later at least. They are giving some extended time of another 3 months. Even if you are not filed within the extended time of 3 months also, your registration as composition person can be cancelled by the proper officer. Means beyond the due date. For another 3 months, if you are not filed, by the end of this 3 months also, if you are not filed your GSTR 4 or GSTR 9A, any one also, if you are not filed, then your registration can be cancelled. Okay. Then coming to clause C, any registered person other than the person specified in clause B, that is the person who is paying tax as per section 9, guys. So whoever is covered in section clause B is 10. And whoever is covered in clause C is 9%, normal taxpayer, has not furnished the returns for a continuous period of 6 months. If I am a normal taxpayer who is filing GSTR 1 and 3B every month, okay, but I have not filed it for 6 months, continuous months, then my registration can be cancelled. Sir, what if I am following QRMP? I am filing returns quarterly but paying tax monthly. In that case, if a quarterly return filer does not file the return for a continuous period of tax, 2 tax periods, means 2 quarters. If I am following QRMP scheme where I am filing returns quarterly and paying tax monthly, then in that case, if I have not filed the returns for a continuous 2 periods, either GSTR 1 or 3B, both, any one if I have not filed also for 2 continuous quarters, then I cannot, my registration can be cancelled by the proper officer by issuing a show cause notice. So these are the changes with respect to section 29 subsection 2, guys. All other things remain same, and whatever is the changes, only that particular part I have taken here, and also I have highlighted in red color, guys. So whatever I have highlighted in red color is the change, not the entire content. Okay, next topic under the chapter 5 only, tax invoices, debit and credit notes. See, whenever credit note is issued by the supplier to the recipient, first of all, when credit note will be issued? Sir, whenever I have already charged more to the recipient, or I have collected more tax from the recipient, or if there is a sales returns, or if there is any discount which is given after the supply is made. So for that difference, the supplier will issue credit note to the recipient. Due to this, the tax revenue to the government also will go down. So whenever the supplier is issuing a credit note to the recipient, he has to give the details of that credit note in the return for the month in which he has issued the credit note. But they are told you can also give it within some time. They have provided some extended time. What is it? We will see. Declaration. This is with respect to credit note, page number 96. Any registered person who has issued a credit note in relation to supply of goods or services or both must declare the details of such credit note in the return for the month during which such credit note was issued. So in whichever month you will issue credit note with respect to the supply which has already happened, in the month in which you have issued the credit note, you have to give the details of that in your GSTR 1. But they are also giving some extended time. What is it? But not later than 30th November of the following financial year or actual date of furnishing the relevant annual return, whichever is earlier. So the change here is 30th November. Previously, even for this, it was due date to file the monthly return for September month of next financial year, but now they have made it as 30th November. Let me just explain this with an example. Assume, guys, there was an invoice which you have issued in 22-23. You had issued an invoice for 22-23. So value of supply, assume you had issued for 10 lakh plus GST was 1 lakh, 10%. Let me take at 10%. So it issued an invoice for 11 lakh. Okay, sir. Later, 50% of these goods are returned back by the recipient. Returned back by the recipient. Assume this was somewhere in 22-23. Let me take 10th October 22. Okay, invoice date. Fine. Now later the goods were returned back in the year 23-24 by the recipient. Assume it is 10th June 23. He returned back 50% of the goods. So I have to issue. I cannot ask the recipient to bring his invoice. I will cancel 50% and give the revised invoice. You cannot do that. So what you will do is you will issue a credit note. You will issue a credit note with respect to how much 50% value is returning it back. So 5 lakh. On that GST is 50,000. So for 5.5 lakh, you will issue the credit note to the recipient. Okay, in which month? 10th June 23. So for June, you will file GSTR 1 in July, right? So they are telling, give the details of this credit note for GSTR 1, which you will file for June. I repeat, whatever credit note you have issued in June, give the details of that in GSTR 1, which we will file for June. Okay. If not also, they are giving some extended time. What is it? 30th November of next financial year. 30th November of next financial year means 30th November of 24, because credit note is issued in 23-24. Don't worry about invoice. Credit note was issued in 23-24. Okay. So take 30th November of next year, or actual date of filing annual return for 23-24. Assume the annual return for 23-24 is filed on 15th October 24, whichever is earlier, 15th October 24. So what is the maximum deadline to give the details of this credit note is 15th October 24, guys. Beyond this, you cannot give the details of credit note. Clear? Yes, this is the change. This part, 30th November is the change. Okay. Next, coming to e-invoicing in page number 96. All registered persons, notified persons with an aggregate turnover based on PAN in any preceding financial year from 17-18 onwards greater than 10 crore from 1st October 2022 will be required to issue e-invoices. See guys, previously this limit was 50 crore, then it was reduced to 20 crore in December, then now it is reduced to 10 crore. So as of now for your June 2023 exam, what is the limit applicable, sir? 10 crore. Okay. Now, and this limit is reduced from 1st October. That doesn't mean that, okay, my turnover should be more than 10 crore after 1st October. No. When GST was implemented in the year 17-18. So from the year 17-18, in any year, if my turnover is more than 10 crore, then with respect to B2B supply, e-invoicing is mandatory. E-invoicing is mandatory, guys. Sir, what is B2B supply? Supply between the two registered person. That is, the supplier is also registered under GST. The recipient is also registered under GST. So in that case, e-invoicing is mandatory for the supplier to give it to the recipient. Okay. So all other things remain same. So it is applicable only in case of B2B supply and not B2C supply, guys. Okay. Exemptions are given for few people. If the supplier is covered in any of this point, then for him, e-invoicing is not mandatory, but voluntarily he can follow, but it is not mandatory for him. It is not mandatory for him, even though his turnover is more than 10 crore. Even though, assume for example, government department or local authority, their turnover is more than 10 crore, still e-invoicing is not mandatory for them. Okay, so they are the exceptions for e-invoicing, guys. Yes, so this is all about the changes which are applicable for your June 2023 exams, guys. Hope this will be helpful for your preparation. All the best. Do prepare well and give your best, guys. So thank you. See you. Take care.